Hello and welcome to Mix It with Maltbox. I'm Andy and this is the third instalment of the Mix It with Maltbox mini-series. I obviously run the Maltbox Whiskey blog and this is basically in line with a mini-series that I've been looking at with American whiskey reviews. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be creating another quick and easy cocktail today using relatively few ingredients. The first one of those being this. Bourbon, in this case represented by Old Forester. Now, I recently reviewed this, so this will be posted out with that review alongside. So if you watch the review and you're here, hello. If you've not watched the review, please feel free to check my channel out. So Old Forester is bottled at 43%. It's pretty affordable. It cost me £18. I've seen it max 25 quid here in the UK. It's bottled at 43%. So it's got a little bit more alcohol to it, which will help because we're going to be using a lot of ice in today's cocktail. The second ingredient that you will require is this. Now you might think, good God, what fresh hell is that? Is that a magnum of champagne or red wine? No, it is not. This is Antica Formula. However, it's just sweet vermouth. It is red vermouth. Antica Formula just happens to be my preferred brand because it's very good quality and you get a litre of the stuff as well. However, you can use as an alternative Martini Rosso, which is widely available and affordable. You can use Punta Mess, which is slightly more herbaceous, a little bit more herbal, a little bit deeper, a little bit earthier. You can pick that up for £12 on Amazon. Or you've got the classic Cinzano. Third, Campari. Now, for those of you out there that either like their gin or their cocktails, you may recognise that two of those three are pretty key components in a gin cocktail called a Negroni, which happens to be probably my favourite cocktail outside of whiskey cocktails. That's because what we're making today is a Boulvadier, and that is exactly what this is. This is effectively a Negroni where we're pulling out the gin, and instead of gin, we're replacing it with some bourbon whiskey. So apart from the bottles of alcohol, you will need a rocks glass and or coffee mug of your choice. I'm only joking, just anything that will hold liquid and ice, you'll be set. A spoon, a jigger, orange peel, and my trusty old plastic bag of ice. So without further ado, guys, this is going to be really, really simple, honestly. We're going to take your rocks glass or coffee cup or whatever you've kind of found at the back of the cupboard. We're going to take our bourbon whiskey after we add our ice, of course. Getting ahead of myself there. So we're going to take a fair bit of ice, a bit like we did with the old-fashioned review, the old-fashioned cocktail video, should I say, where I used Maker's Mark 46. Now you take your bourbon whiskey. And it's such a simple recipe because you are literally doing 1 ounce of each. You can increase it to 1.5 ounces. Probably wouldn't recommend 2 ounces of each because otherwise your glass will be incredibly full and you'll get to where you are going at the speed you probably don't want to get there a lot faster. As long as it's balanced, that's fine. As long as you keep those kind of equal measurements, the drink will retain its balance and structure. So, ounce of bourbon. And again, I've mentioned it in other reviews, you see me fill this up again, it's because my jigger is only 25 millilitres in size and I like it to be 30. Don't we all want a bigger jigger? Right, next I'm going to take the Campari. Now Campari should not be a drink banished to the pubs of 1983. It's incredibly bitter. It's an Italian liqueur that's very bitter, but it's also very sweet. As you can see there's so much sugar on the rim of that bottle, and this is really what gives this drink and the Negroni as well its lovely rich red colour. Okie dokie, Campari is in. Need to add a little bit more, don't I, to keep it even. Follow my own rules, eh? Right, so that's the Campari done as well. Now next, sweet vermouth. Again, does not have to be Antica Formula. It's just, this happens to be my preferred brand. I mean, this stuff's a little bit more expensive than, say, your Cinzanos and your Martini Rossos. They generally retail for around probably maximum £15. This costs about £30 for a litre. However, for me personally, I feel that little bit of price increase is worth it. So we've got our 3 ingredients in there, and as you can see, it's got this lovely bright red colour in there. Take your spoon. I'm going to stir it. This is it. This is pretty much it now, guys. Wrapping up. Going to stir it. Keep stirring. Some of the ice is going to start melting quite quickly. They're knocking against each other. The friction of the spoon and the glass and the ice is melting that ice alongside the room temperature as well. And that is giving, yeah, it's watering your drink down. But let's not forget, we've put 3 different alcoholic like drinks into here. So it could do with a bit of watering down, just like the old fashioned. And for me, when I get to the point where the ice is floating at the top of the glass, if you're using loose ice cubes at least, I tend to add another 1 or 2 pieces. Probably 1 actually in this case. I usually prefer to use a large lump of ice, be it spherical, be it square, doesn't matter. Because it doesn't melt quite as quickly, and it also looks quite nice as well. So there we go. Last but not least, you take your orange peel. Just a little piece of orange peel there. Now, before I twist it, I'm actually going to put it like this around the rim of the glass and just give it a nice touch around there. So when your lips and your tongue first touch the rim of this glass, you're going to get this initial lovely kind of citrusy hit. Now we're going to twist this orange zest quite hard without breaking it ideally, a bit like we did with the old fashioned. We're going to squeeze some of those oils out there. I don't know if you saw that, but that just dripped into the drink. Plop that in. Boulvadier, guys. Cheers. Oh yeah. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.